from Channel 52, and today we are here to discuss on the Paterson Municipal election for Council at Large, which is going to be held on May 10, 2022. That means one more day to go.
Municipal
Uh,
election for
this
council at
Tuesday.
large, which is going to be
So
held on.
today we have in our studio, we are very much honored to have her here, and she is Councilwoman at Large, Dr. Lisa Mims. So
Thank you
we
so much to my good friend. Thank you for this honor. I am a partner and a sister to the family of Channel 52, to my great friend, Farah, and your amazing husband. Thank you for the opportunity to always be a part of this great channel. I'm so honored.
thank you, Mims, for being with us. And we know this is very fact end of the uh, election days because you are in tension, and all of us and all the candidates, in fact, are in very much tension. So first, we want to hear from you. Uh, what are your agenda for this year's election? But before that, I would like to request you to share your show on your timeline so that people can get in and they can ask you questions if they want.
Thank you. I am already working on that. So, um,
To share your show.
already working on that. So, um,
So, Mims, first we want to hear from you about the election experiences because you are quite experienced in the political field. Because so far I can recall, you ran first in the school board in 2014, so it's quite a long time. So what do you think, and can you please share us your experiences?
So it's been such a great honor. Initially, I started off in corporate America. I was in corporate America for about 28 years, working in the cable and the telecommunications industry, coming out of Verizon, working in the engineering department. So in 2008, I started adopting schools in the city of Paterson, grammar schools, the high schools brought me in, and I ended up working as the community liaison in School 21. And from there, because of the great work that I was doing, I ended up running for school board so that I could provide resources and a lot of the skill sets and experience that I had. And I ran for school board in 2014. One served there for 3 years. I was placed on the planning board in 2016 by one of our former mayors. 2018, I was elected to serve as your councilwoman at large for the great city of Paterson. And now I'm up for reelection. The amazing part of my journey in the political arena is that every time I ran, except for one time when I didn't win, it was to serve the entire community. And so it's been a blessing and such an honor and so humbling to represent everyone in the great city of Paterson. And I'm up for election. I'm on the ballot on May the 10th. And I'm asking everyone, to your family and friends, to make sure you return me to my seat at the table. I'm 10B on the ballot, and make sure you vote for change. You vote for a voice. You vote for an advocate and someone that has been there all along. So I'm MEMS 10B on the ballot.
Thank you. So you voted no for the sewage issues. So now you're getting into the issues gradually. So what?
So when it was first presented, because
Mhm.
I wasn't sure of what the level out plan would be, when it came to us, it was an ordinance because it has to change the law that was on the books. And I remember at that time being very boisterous about the fact, would there be a balance? What about our single parents? What about our seniors? How would that impact them? So when it was first presented, in first and second reading, I voted no because I was not sure of how it would impact. And I was very, adamant about the impact on our single families and our seniors. And as you can see, with the increases that we have, there has been a major impact to some. Some have received a benefit, but there are some that have not. Because one of the things I feel is very important is that we always are involved with the community. That was a deep concern of the community. And based on what they said and based on all the people that were coming to the council meetings, I wanted to make sure that my vote reflected what the people were saying.
And what is your stand for the uh, affordable housing care? What is which is going to be established now? I mean, some projects are going on.
So there are many projects that are going on. You have affordable housing, you have market rate housing that are going on. Patterson is in desperate need of housing. We have many people that are in situations of homelessness, eviction, so many types of things. You have seniors and you have our I call them our seasoned seniors or those that are of that age that are looking for senior housing. You know, sometimes family members, siblings are no longer here. They need a place where they can live and be able to be comfortable and living with quality of life, but especially with the payment that they make for rent. So there's been some progress in that area. Can we do more? Absolutely. But I hear the stories every single day of people that are in need of a place to live, place to sleep, whether it's for them, whether it's for their family. And I get calls sometimes from parents with their children that are in need, and we refer them to a lot of the agencies that we have in our community. But there needs to be sustainability and the fact in that realm of housing for everyone.
So the application system is, I mean, easier for everyone.
To One of the things that I find is that some people do apply, and there's a lot some that don't apply. So I've heard many stories. The waiting list is too long. It may be too high. It may be I can't afford it. There's so many different stories, so it can't be just plain blanketed across the board for everyone because everyone's situations are different. I know with the Riverside Housing, which is located near me, it's beautiful. It's still in work in progress because they're still building up the senior unit and some of the apartments. But I remember what it looked like before because I've lived here for the last 21 years in this particular area. And I remember what was going on before. So to see the revitalization and what's happening. But the unfortunate part is that a lot of people are on the waiting list and they're not able to get any because First Dibs went to those people that lived there and then they opened it up and they had it opened. It was in the newspaper and people signed up. But unfortunately, it wasn't like 1,000 apartments or 5,000 apartments. And I'm sure there are more, but it's just being able to get your paperwork in. Credit is important. Making sure you've paid your past landlord or homeowner the money that you need to pay them. Those are very important keys. And there's many groups out in our community that are helping to make sure that people are financially stabilizing themselves to make sure we have a guaranteed income program. We have the Financial Empowerment Center through the city, which I am happy that I voted yes on in the city council. But there's other groups that are helping with credit repair because it's very important when you're moving into some of these rent stabilized facilities now and some of the HUD requirements, making sure you meet the guidelines. And so it's very important that we follow the process of what those steps are and we do it proactively and not wait until after it's developed and then we say, well, I don't know why I can't get it. So we have to do it earlier on, sooner than later.
Okay, that's great. So, what is your opinion about the property taxes? Because nowadays the property taxes are going high, and people are really very much worried about these issues because the rent is also going high.
So that's a great question. I'm a homeowner, so I feel the weight just like everyone else. And I'm an advocate of the taxes needing to be stabilized by bringing in more ratables, by making sure we look through the budget to find ways that we can ease the burden on taxpayers. I say it all the time in the council. I've said it many times, right? We've done some things in the budget, but when I saw the tax increase that came across from another entity, I was very adamant. We need to do something because there are people, some people say it was only $11, it was only 100 extra dollars a year. But there are some people that cannot afford another penny. They can't afford another nickel. So we have to find a way, whether it's pushing back, whether
Because
it's going to
I
the
mean
state.
the taxes are going high, but people's income is still the same. So
Exactly. And so we have to balance that, right? Because the cost of living, it increases every year. Healthcare benefits are increasing. So we have to find a way, especially during the pandemic. The pandemic has come down a little bit, it's starting to increase again. But we have to be able to find ways strategically and creatively to help make sure that we're not driving home ownership out of the city because they can't afford to pay their taxes or they can't afford to live where they are. The quality of life is not where it needs to be. So there needs to be a concrete plan and a financial strategic plan long term to help our residents in the great city of Paterson.
so what do you think, if elected, you can put a remarkable contribution in this field? I mean, we
Absolutely.
expect.
Absolutely. Since I've been on the council, that's what I've been doing, giving recommendations. Always, we have presently $63.7 million came from the federal government, American Rescue Plan fund dollars. And I didn't even wait. As soon as I saw it, I created a recommendation plan and a list and I sent it to the administration. They also sat with all of the council members and those that chose to go sit with them or not. But I went and I sat with them and I presented it again because I believe when money comes forward, we need to also talk to the community, identify what those needs are. Then you present it to the administration and work with them to the finish line to make sure that it's in the best interest of the residents and the city of Paterson. So it's all about working collaboratively, but it's also coming up with recommendations. We know there's a lot of issues. If we talk about issues, we can talk about issues all day, all night. But Patterson is looking to have people in the seats that can come up with solutions. You're electing us to provide solutions to the problem, not to complain, not to yell, not to scream, not to be an antagonist or a troublemaker. We should be in the seats making sure that we have some plans, making sure we're making recommendations, and making sure that we can work collaboratively together to make sure that we're building a great Patterson and not battling.
Yeah, Patterson is the home of, I mean, diverse culture and diverse people. So we really want to make it a good abode for everyone.
I do agree with that. I'm telling you, I've been doing scholarships in the great city of Patterson for at least the last 20 years. And I remember my first scholarship trying to get people to apply, reaching out to the guidance counselors and talking to people like I need some students. I want to bless these students with iPads. That's when iPads were first coming out and cash donations. And I do college dorms of love every year. And I remember it just came to a point where God bless her, she's passed away. But Miss Marianne Parada at Kennedy High School and School of Education and Training, I had a meeting with her. One of my members was working in her school, and we met. And I said, you know what? You will be my model school. So they were applying, and every year I give scholarships to that school. And it's been going on for at least 11, maybe 12 years at this point, but over a decade, making sure Rosa Park High School has been a benefit, Eastside, so many people, and some of our grammar schools. What has blessed me, maybe about a month ago, one of the students that I bless when I do my event at the falls, I do the tablets and baskets, and he reached out to me and he sent me a picture. He said, Dr. Mims, I want to thank you. He said, the tablet, the computer that you gave me, the laptop, I still use it today, and I'm in my third year of my nursing program. That's such a testament, and it's so
Yes.
powerful. I haven't had an opportunity to post it as of yet, but I will definitely be posting it right after the election because that's what it's about. It's about giving back to those that are in need, giving back to our youth, giving back to our seniors, giving back to our communities. Doesn't matter ethnicity, it doesn't matter age, it doesn't matter what your economic status is. It's just about serving the community of which I've been born and raised that I love. So it's always been about who and how and what are we going to do to help move our city forward. No longer sitting on the sidelines. I decided to get in the game, and I'm decided to win and to get slam dunks every time. That's been my goal.
Okay, so there is another issue I we have noticed that nowadays in Paterson and the surrounding areas, the number of homeless people increased. So, what do you think of this issue?
So you said as far as the residents in the city, so we have a melting pot in our community of diversity, but we have an overabundance of people that are moving here. That's a good sign though, because it shows that there's something good that's happening in Patterson, that people are starting to flock to our great community. But I was fortunate to be a part of the Passaic County Census Count Committee, and I'm really grateful that we are now at first class city. We are at a on the books. I always say in the books because I believe it's higher than that. On the books, we have a total of 158,732 people that live in this great city that
Mhm.
I love. I've been here all my life, 52 years, raised my four kids here. My grandchildren are here. And I'm really grateful to see people coming in and being attracted to the city that I've been in all of my life.
Yeah, but I mean the homelessness issue I spoke about because we saw some people there living just right beside the city hall building. They are sleeping on the street and maybe on the city hall porch. So
And homelessness is a serious situation. I mean, it started and they were in pockets. Now they're all over the city. I mean, if you go to the parks, they're in the swings, they're on the slides, they're behind buildings, they're on the side of churches. I mean, they're everywhere, all over the city.
yes,
And if you have an interview with them or just have a conversation, most of them don't even live in Patterson. They come in, most of them for drug treatment programs. They come in because the drugs, they can buy them, they're very cheap. They stand out, they have their cup out or whatever they're holding with a sign, and they're able to get this money, and then they get the drug that they're supposed to be coming here to get treatment for, and they're able to continue the process. So instead of them coming to get help, they're coming and it is becoming another burden on the city of Patterson. I believe as they come in, we want people to be treated. We want people to get healthy and made whole. But I think there needs to be a process or a plan where once they're done getting treatment, there are vans or buses that bus them back to their community. If they're from a certain community and they come in, right, say, it's Wayne, say it's Mawa or wherever they're from, there should be a van that say, okay, you've come, you've been in your treatment, now you have to be on the van or the bus, and then we ship them back to their towns. That their issues should not become our issues, because what happens is the money that's allocated for Patterson, now you have to take away from that money and it's given to people that are not from our community.
um, okay, and there is another issue about the drug issues because this is one of the burning issues in Patterson now. What is your position or your stand on this issue?
It's very serious. I have my headquarters. This is my second time having my headquarters on Broadway. Broadway is the thoroughfare of the city, but it is very sad because we know that the drug addiction is an illness, it's a sickness. But if you're in my headquarters and or coming outside and you see the people that are on drugs or overdose, and you see these situations, it's very, very sad. But it goes back to my last statement. They come in because they're saying they want to be treated, they want to be healthy, and then they relapse or they fall back into the same cycle, or they're here in the shelter and they fall back into the same cycle. There has to be some plan. There has to be some one-on-one hard conversations. I believe tough love is the best love. There needs to be conversations with those individuals because they're when they're in these programs like AA or Narcotics Anonymous. One of the first things they say in the program is the first step to getting better is that they admit that they have a problem. So if they don't admit they have a problem, as much as you want them to get help, they're going to continue in the same cycle. So it first starts with them, but we have to be the person that helped them pull them across so that they can get to that place called better.
Thank you. And the other issue we want to hear from you is the uh, you we see the streets of Paterson, though some of those are really in bad shape, and the especially the sidewalks, those are really very dangerous. So how would we get a solution of this?
So that's a great question. Here's my answer: repave, repave, repave the streets. Identify, put a program in place to identify the ones that are high priority and work our way around it. Also, sidewalks belonging to the residents. Excuse me, having those conversations. Repave the streets. It's long overdue. We do not need to tear up another axle on our car. Let's get it done immediately.
Thank you, Mims. So we are almost at the end of this show. I would like to request you to convey your message for our viewers.
So, Paterson, I am Councilwoman Dr. Lisa Mims. I've been serving this great city that I was born and raised in back in 1952. My mom picked cotton, churned tobacco, and picked strawberries. My grandmother was sharecroppers, and they came to this great city in 1968. And I was a Christmas present because I was born in 1969. I went to Paterson Public Schools here, got my education all throughout here, ended up getting my master's and doctorate, being the valedictorian of both of those programs. Really excited about that. And then going on and working in corporate America for 28 years. And then I decided I'm going to come and pay it back, pay it forward to the city of Paterson, serving as a volunteer in the schools, serving as a liaison, being hired through the district. After doing that, I ran for school board, served to make sure that there was cursive writing back in the schools, music and art, crossing guards at every school. And then I was placed on the planning board to help the master redevelopment plans of the wards that needed to make sure that there were stipulations and guidelines. And then in 2018, I had an awesome opportunity to run to be your councilwoman at large. It has been 4 years of great experience, great effort, great projects such as Turn the Lights On. I've turned on over 1,500 street lights that were out in the city of Paterson. 4 bridges. I went to a listening tour for ceasefire in the first ward. And one of the residents said to me, Mr. Pearson, he said, the lights on Arch Street Bridge have been out for at least 15 years, and I've been trying to get it done. And I made the commitment to Mr. Pearson and his wife. I said, I am going to get the lights on that bridge. And I'm here to tell you, not only was Arch Street Bridge lit up, West Broadway Bridge is on, Temple Street is on, and so is Lafayette and Straight because of a great initiative that I put forth, Turn the Lights On. Ray Lightfield Sr., the former Putnam Oval, advocated for that renovation, advocated for Bear Trap Park, supported Hinchcliffe Stadium, supported the Lou Costello Park, which is the first Spectrum Park here in the city of Paterson, where the autism sign that I worked on for Mrs. Van Leeuwen School 2 is placed, and then School 30, the autism sign. My resume, my work speaks for itself. I could go on and on about what I've done as I've served on the city council for Paterson. It's all about the residents and the city. I've been placed here to serve. It has been an honor. It has been a privilege. And I've met so many wonderful people of all ethnicities, all walks of life. And guess what? I have related to all of them. Every last one of them. It has been a consistent love relationship, a consistent service, and a fortitude to love this great city that I was born and raised in. I am Councilwoman Dr. Lalisa Mims. I've been doing the work for a very, very long time. I've never ran for office to be rich. I never ran for office to be famous. As a matter of fact, I never ran for office to get a name because I got a name when I came out of my mother's womb in 1969. I ran for office because I know that our great city, it deserves better. It deserves the best representation that it can have. I am Councilwoman at Large, Dr. Lalisa Mims. Please don't forget, vote for me, Tim B on the ballot. When you vote for me and I win, it's a win for Paterson. Let's keep winning together because we're better together. We can't do it by ourselves. We have to come together, work together, and in it, we all will win. Thank you so much, Mims, Tim B, for the victory. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mims, for being with us, and we wish you all the best for the coming election. And I believe we will see you laughing with a big smile. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend, and thank you so much, you and your husband, for the amazing opportunity. I think I've been a Channel 52 fan from the inception. From the
Um,
inception.
Actually, I can recall the thing back in 2014 when we had the office in 555 Preakness Avenue.
Yes.
So a lady came. Uh, I can recall still that day. And when she was leaving after her interview, she just told me, "Okay, let's grow side by side together."
Yes. You
Still, I
remember
can
that.
recall the voice. Thank you so
Yes.
much for that inspiration.
Thank you. It's been an honor. I tell people, you meet people in life and you meet them, and sometimes you see them and you'll say hi, you keep going. But there are some people you meet and they become family. We become family and we're friends. And so, I've been a partner, I've been family, and we've been doing it together. And that's what this great work is about: collaborating and building friendships and relationships. Let's keep building and not battling. Don't forget, Mems Tim B. As we vote Tim B on the ballot, it's a win for the great city of Paterson. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mims. I wish you all the best again, and we want to see you back in the city hall. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.